Hi, friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Couch Crocheter. We're at episode 100. Woo woo! 1FO. Well, I have other things that I finished, but I forgot them. And Mandala Throw or Blanket number 2. Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Couch Crocheter. Tonight I wanted to go over with you. I only have one finished object that I took pictures of, and that's not even here. That is in Matt's trunk. And my sew bag with my cotton is also in Matt's trunk. So I'm just going to tell you about the finished objects that I have. So one of them, I started doing another corner to corner. I finished the pillow that I made, and then I started doing another corner to corner right away. I ended up using Sweet Roll, and the color was Melon Pop. It is a number 4 recommended. Hook and needle size is 5.5 millimeter or US 9. Machine washable. 245 yards. 224 meters. 5 ounces or 140 grams. It is 100% acrylic. It is Premier Yarns Sweet Roll. Now, I ended up using 2 cakes of this. So what is that? 490 yards is what I used. So I finished that up, and I'll insert a picture of it here. It's actually on the floor because it was too big for the couch. It turned out pretty awesome. I think the color control did pretty well. For the last, now I did play Yarn Chicken. I stopped the diagonal, I'm calling it, well, rectangle, I guess. The rectangle part of it, I stopped earlier, and then I thought I would have a whole bunch of yarn left over. So I ripped out like 5 rows. Then I started doing the rectangle more before I started the decrease to square it off. So when I did the decrease, and guys, you have to excuse me, it's really humid out today. Allergies again are horrible. Everything's covered in pollen. It's gross outside. They're kicking my butt. I'm having a problem breathing again. My throat's sore again. So just don't mind me. Where was I? Oh yeah, Yarn Chicken. So I ripped it out and I started, oh yeah, I went over that. So then I ended up actually did run out of yarn. So I had a ball of white acrylic over here. I'm guessing that it is Stitch Studio by Nicole, because that is the only white that I had. So I'm guessing it's that. So I did add a little bit to, I think it was like 5 rows at the end, possibly 6. I added to the end just to finish it. And then Honey tried out my blanket, or not my blanket, my pillow that I did for myself. Well, first I made the thingy, and then I was like, oh, this will be a great pillow. So then Honey was like, oh, I could use a pillow too for when we're up here, hanging out, so my head's not hanging up when we're watching TV. I was like, okay. So we were up here the other day, and I stitched it up in the same white, which I'm almost positive was the Stitch Studio by Nicole. So I finished that all up, and I stuffed it, and I gave it to him, and I ended up taking it to the baseball tournament this last weekend that we went to for Cole, because I didn't get any sleep the night before. For whatever reason, I just could not sleep. So we stopped up here to get yarn to start the Mandala blanket that I picked out. Well, you guys helped. So I stopped up here to get yarn for that and organize that sew bag. Then I grabbed it because there was time in between the 2 games, 2 hours. So I put out a blanket underneath the shade tree off the field obviously, because there's no trees and baseball fields. It was like, you know, away from everybody and whatnot. So I just took a nap for like an hour and a half underneath the shade tree. It was beautiful on Saturday. I wish I could bag up the weather on Saturday and, you know, keep it around forever and just let it release whenever I need it. I loved Saturday's weather. It was beautiful. There was a cool breeze. It was like 72, I think, as the high. Maybe 71 was the high. It was a gorgeous day on Saturday. So I took that with, and that's why it's in Matt's trunk. But I did take a picture of it, I do believe. I hope I did. I might not have. I might not have. If I did, I'll insert it here, and if not, then I will bring it in next time because it belongs up here anyway, and I'll just show it to you then. Now, the other thing that I do believe is in Matt's trunk is my sew bag with my cotton in it. Also over the weekend. Okay, so let me rewind. In 2 days, because right now it's technically the 21st, in 2 days is my 45th birthday. So Matt, being that, you know, he works at the place he does downstairs, got a Lodge cast iron enamel Dutch oven for me for my birthday. He ended up paying, I think it was $17, $21, $20. Anywho, I think they're originally like $80 or like $100. Because this one's enamel. Now the regular ones I think are 80, but the enamels I think are 120. So he ended up getting me that for my birthday. So it came with like little clips on the outside so it doesn't ding the outside. Now I already do have like an egg pan that's just regular cast iron from Lodge. And then I have the next size up, which I do believe is an 8-inch of enamel that I got a while ago, long, many moons ago, because it was in storage before I was even using it. From Sam's Club, they came in a 2-pack. So I think it's a 10-inch and a 12-inch, or maybe an 8-inch and a 10-inch. Either one of those. So what I did is, and again, I didn't take any pictures. I can't find the bag. I don't even know why I'm sharing this stuff with you because I have nothing to show you, but, you know, it is what it is. My life is really hectic right now. I'm going between 2 cars, headquarters, chilling when it's hot, Tink, who, like, half of my stuff is still in, which is the motorhome, and my house, which is not done. So I literally am, like, spread out right now between, like, 5 things that I keep having to, like, bring to here, bring here, bring here, bring here. And I'm just forgetting stuff and losing track of what's where, and it's just a little chaotic right now. So just bear with me, guys. But what I did is I took scrap yarn from my scrap pile of cotton that I had left over and just made circles. It was nothing big. I don't even think... I might have looked it up on a written pattern, and I don't remember whose it was, just to make sure that I did remember it correctly, and I did remember it correctly. And I do believe the person originally who taught me how to do a flat circle was Jada in Stitches, and I do believe that it was from her fabric frisbee pattern. So I used the base of that and just kept going. And again, I did remember it correctly, and I just rolled with it. So it's just flat pieces that are the size of the bottom of the pans for my cast iron. So when I put them back in there, they don't like chip and like, you know, rest against each other. And I'm really sorry that I'm not prepared for that either. Like I said, it's just hectic at the moment because everything is going on. We're trying to get stuff together for the house. I finished up my garden. The only thing I have to do is plant this week, actually. one more row of carrots because I'm doing my carrot. Not that this has anything to do with yarn. I'm going on a tangent right now, and I'm sorry. I planted one row of carrots when I was up here, and then I planted another row. Now this week I'm going to plant another row, and then as I think I have room for 3 more rows. So as they progress, I'm going to pull the ones that are, you know, good, and then replant those, and then throughout the summer, I'll constantly have like a row of fresh carrots available. If I don't use them, I'll just chop them up and freeze them like I did last year. Then once I get to a certain point, and I'm thinking it's going to be around August, maybe the beginning of August, whatever is ready, I'm just going to pull all at once and then start one more round and overcrowd the thing of carrots just to see how it does. Then once that's done, I saw on Homestead, I believe it was on. It might have been that 1970s Homestead or 1870s Homestead. One of those 2 channels. They planted carrots when there was 3 weeks left of the growing season. Then they kept them in there in the winter. And then come spring, like the first 3 weeks of spring, she had beginning carrots right when spring came out. I think they did that with the garlic. Well, I think garlic you usually do that with. I've never planted garlic. But she did that with something else. So 3 things or 2 things. I don't remember, but I'm going to see how it goes. My tomatoes are doing great. My flowers I just planted today. What else is out there? My beans did nothing. Again, for some reason, I cannot grow pole beans. They get like yay high and they get like 1 flower and then they just like die off. I don't know. I can't grow shit. I try. Even Thomas, I'm not so sure. All his last week, he was looking very yellow. All of his leaves are falling off. I picked off like 12 stems. I still have like, I think 1 stem that's not going to make it yet. He's just now turning dark green again a little bit. Guys, I am not a gardener. I'm a cooker. I'm not a gardener. I think next year, I am going to do carrots again and tomatoes. And I think that's all I'm going to stick to, because they seem to do pretty good. The 2 rose plants are in the ground. They are just now, you know, when you plant something in the ground, it goes through like a, you know, a dying out stage and then it bursts back. When I planted them, I did put rose feed mixed up all in the soil. They are just now starting to bounce back and come back alive. The lilac is the only one. Nope. Yep. The lilac is the only one that survived out of the lilac and the hydrangea. That is really still, again, at like it's stumped right now. Like it's not doing anything. It's still looking green and healthy. It's just not growing or producing any more leaves at the moment. And again, I'm hoping that's just because of a shock that I, you know, planted them. So that's what I got going on there. So now let's get back to the Mandala Blanket number 2. The beginning of this year, 2022, I set myself up a goal that I was going to do, and I don't know what I was thinking, 5 Mandala blankets. I've finished 1 according to my liking. I did not finish the pattern, but I have finished 1. And then I did a video not that long ago, you know, of 2 that I had picked out that I wasn't sure which one I wanted to do. I did figure that I would do both of them, just which one I wanted to do first. Now, the one I wanted to do first was the Rainbow Mandala Afghan. That's the one that won the little bit of votes that I did get, and that's the one that I chose. I'm not doing it in rainbow. I just don't have the bright colors that I want to do it in at the moment. So I'm doing a test run because I think I'm actually going to do 2 of these. I love it so much and it's working up so beautiful and so fast. So the first one that I chose, I'll go over the yarn with you. All 3 yarns I chose were Handmade Modern worsted yarn. It is 100% acrylic. 219 yards, 200 meters, 3.5 ounces, or 100 grams. The color is Royal. It is, well, this color is Royal. It is a medium number 4. Hook and needle size is both a 5mm or a USH hook. It is made in, oh, you know what? It just says origin. Origin is India. Distributed by Target. So the first color that I chose, is that the one I started off with? No. Okay, whatever. One of the colors that I chose was Royal. The second color that I chose is Amethyst. Oh, let me show you the Royal up close. And then here's the second color, Amethyst. And then the third color that I chose is the Charcoal, I think it is called. Yes, Charcoal. So guys, I don't know if you remember or if you saw this video, probably right when I just started up here, I think, actually I know it was just when I got my headquarters and I just started stockpiling some more yarn because I had an addiction that I couldn't stop, which was buying yarn. And I think we all suffer from that addiction in our own little ways. Even though I gotta tell you, I have stayed on that goal for myself. I have not spent any money on yarn myself. Now, Honey gave me money to go get yarn, and I forget what that holiday was. But I have not, and I only think that might have been the Dollar Tree. It might have been. Oh, and he did give me money to get something at Ollie's, I think it was. I think it was Ollie's. Anywho, I have not purchased any yarn. It's been very, very tempting. I have been, as of the last couple of days, and I've been up here checking out yarn videos and reviews and new upcoming stuff. So now I do feel like I'm a little bit in the mix with that. But, so Honey had bought me these when we first moved in here, and I forget why he bought me them too. It might have been also for my birthday, which is kind of funny that it's coming around because I think it was my birthday. That would have been 2 years ago. Yeah, my birthday 2 years ago. Anywho. So those are the colors. Woo! Those are the colors that I chose. So here is how far I got. And I'll show it to you live first. Is that the right side? No. This is the right side. Okay. So here it is. This is how far I got. And I only started working on it, I think, not yesterday, the day before. So I might have worked on it maybe 3 hours, maybe. And that was at a baseball game too. I was working on it. This pattern is exactly like Jada and Stitches. So it's very easy. It's familiar to me. The center is different, but everything else works out the same. I am loving it. Sorry guys. Now the reason I chose these is because these colors were buried. If you notice behind me, my black shelf is completely empty. Me and Honey were up here to notice the other day. Okay, well, let me rewind a little bit. Last week, Matt's sister came up here, and she is a little touchy-feely like I am when it comes to fibers. So she was a little rough with the touchy-feely, so she made the shelf that had the latte cakes on it. That totally collapsed. And like one row of this was sitting behind that to like stabilize the ones that were stacked up behind it because they were all stacked up like color facing instead of label facing. And I had one row of these behind that one just to stabilize it, you know, one row stacked so they didn't fall behind the shelf. So she went to touch that. That fell off. And then while that fell off, my cotton did a little yarn avalanche. So that was like all over the floor. And I was like, oh my goodness, honey, like, you know, easy on the touch with the yarn, you know. But she didn't mean it. You know, she's just as touchy-feely as I am. Anytime there was yarn in the back seat, she's back there saying, oh my God, this is so soft, or I love this, or this is what I would do with it. Like, you know, I'm not upset whatsoever. And the look on her face was kind of priceless because she was like, like, you know, like a little kid, like a 4-year-old who just got in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, it was cute. Anywho, so all that stuff fell off. So then I realized, well, honey noticed. After I stacked it all back up there, and it wasn't neat whatsoever. It was just like shoved in there. Honey noticed that that shelf is actually leaning forward. And I didn't notice. It was leaning forward by like 2 inches. So that could also, you know, be the cause of me having yarn avalanches on that shelf recently that I just didn't realize how much it was leaning forward. So we did keep the back brackets that you put around the pole to nail it to the wall to, you know, hold it up. So right now, and I don't even know if you can see in the video, everything is lined up on the floor according to yarn brand and, you know, style. So honey came up this morning when he was done work. I didn't come in last night. I stayed at home with the kitties. I just needed a break. So honey came up this morning when he got done work and screwed it to the wall. So now all I have to do is rearrange everything. I think that's actually what I might do if tonight and maybe tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm going to rearrange all that yarn. Right now I have it semi-organized according to textile and semi-organized according to shopping trip. Like there are not, all the acrylics are not together. Like all the cotton is together. All the wool I think isn't even together. All my mixed stuff isn't together. So I just want to rearrange all that because I'm also going through my yarn and not adding more. So it's kind of shrinking down. So I just wanted to, you know, condense it and fill the holes. And like, you know, so I can see that I am using yarn and I have space, empty space. So now that I've gone off on that tangent, I will insert a picture here. Oh, and that's why I chose these colors, because I forgot about them because they were buried and I didn't realize how much of it I actually do have. So I wanted to just like use up a couple of cakes of it. So that's why I only chose these 3 colors. I do have one more of this yarn that I didn't choose, and it's a darker blue. So yeah, here it is. And then here's the picture of it on the back of the couch of the progress that I have made. Now the next one that I think I'm also going to do in this. No, actually I'm not doing this one again. I changed my mind and I forgot that I changed my mind. I think I'm going to go back to the, wait, it was not the farmhouse, the one that I wanted to do next. It's this one. I didn't even look past the circle one to see this one. This is the one I think I'm going to do next. And I think I'm going to do it in different colors of purple. I'm going to like ombre it. Let me show you what I'm talking about first, and then maybe you'll understand. This is the one I'm doing next. And it's called Rockwell Mandala Afghan. And I am doing it in different shades of purple. I don't know how that's going to work out. We'll find out. Anywho. So that's the progress that I got on that. So I think that that is all I have to go over. I do have 2 other projects that are started that I will go over with you in another video. One has to be done within the next week. Then the other one is more of a luxury crochet. Not luxury, like, you know, not time lotted. So I'm going to end my video, as if it's not already long enough, with a Melody B tie, Journey to the Heart, Daily Meditations on the Path to Freeing Your Soul. And February 16th, the answer may be right in front of you. It was late at night. I had just pulled into Chimoya, New Mexico. The streets were poorly lit. Addresses and signs were difficult to see. I had been driving around for what seemed like hours looking for an address. Finally, in desperation, I stopped the car, got out, and flagged someone down. A man stopped, but he said he couldn't help me. I was at my wit's end. I turned around, started staring frantically at the mailbox in front of me. To my surprise, I was right where I wanted to go. How often we wave our hands in panic and despair. Certain the answer, the insight, the piece of information we need will never come. Yet often the answer we're seeking is right in front of us. There's a part of us, our heart, that knows where we're going, knows what we need, knows what the next step is. Our heart will lead us on. Our soul will move us forward. Our instincts will take us home like a radar signal beaming us to safety. Feel your panic. Feel your frustration. But keep your eyes and your heart open. The answer may be closer than you think. Maybe it's right in front of you. Well, that was one I think I needed to hear today, and it's going to be very nice to ponder. So friends, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for stopping by. Be safe and stay groovy. Bye.